Hello. Hi Lise. Hi Susan. Hi Ari. Hi Judd. How is everyone today? Oh, let me know if you can see and hear, please. Sound is good. Yay! I'm drinking a big glass of matcha latte. Hey Val, hi. Man, the matcha latte is way too good. I have so many empty jars around at the moment. Oh boy. Scout is having the zoomies. So all that I hear is a cat running around and claws skidding on the floor. Yes. She's really funny right now. Pico has hidden in one of the cat carriers that we leave around. Pico est dans la petite cage, c'est drôle. So she feels like she went to her bunker to protect herself from the zoomies happening. Hey, not bad. That's quite similar. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, that's weird, fairy dust. Hi, by the way. Hi. Thank you. I'm kind of peculiar about nail polish. I kind of like when it's all grungy and like chipped. So like this is my favorite stage of nail polish, but for most people they would see this and they would be like, you really need to remove that and apply some new coats because it's all grungy. And I'm like, yeah, that's the best part. I visited such a pretty cat today. Just got home. An elegant black girl with a white spot on her chin called Abby. Oh, a tiny house panther. Oh non! C'est Scott! Au secours! Il a plus son truc de laine, je sais pas si ça va le faire chier. Ça va nous faire chier. Hein, t'as couru partout? C'est le fun? T'as tout brûlé ton énergie, là?
Non.
Non?
Il en reste.
Il t'en reste? Ah non, il en reste trop! Tu vas retourner courir partout? Up. So I drank way too fast. Sorry. Alright. So yeah, like I was saying, today I thought I would label... Oh, that's funny. I would label some pans because I have a small batch of pans that are ready to go. But I still have to label it all, and it's kind of tedious to do on one's own. But I feel like if you guys are okay with me doing this during a live stream, it would be a lot more enjoyable. But yeah, again, if that's not... if you are really not interested in this, I can put something else together. Keep you company. Oh, thank you. All right. So, sorry. What I did is I printed both the labels for the pans on these sticker sheets. They're not made for that, but you know, I try to use what I have and not necessarily need to buy new stuff all the time. And I printed the labels that will go around the pans on 90-pound, I think, watercolor paper. What colors are we wrapping? These. There. So there's a Brentanico Green Earth. This one is Deep Gold Oxide. A Cypress Laminite, Pudgewelly Red, Potter's Pink, Ultramarine Blue. So I have my rotary cutter here. C'est une bébête à poil. So I'll see about cutting. Ah ouais! Ah ouais! Dune colors, yeah. I mean, it's fairly easy to get dune colors in the sense that most, like, easier to work and, like, not too pricey pigments are muted and very in tune with dune. I'm going to sit tomorrow. Kind of excited. So, I mean, I want to say no spoilers, even though I've sort of read the book already at least once. Oops. Wow, I managed to cut that really not straight. Oh yeah, I forget. That's right. I cannot really align it with the you know, the up and down parts of it, because sometimes the printer will print a bit skewed. And since I need to follow the lines that I printed, I sort of cannot rely on... Right. Yeah, that's better. You know what? I think using an X-Acto blade would be easier. I'll switch method. I need to grab an X-Acto blade first. This one. T'as entendu?
Oui.
Okay. I want to watch it, but I don't think I want to go to the theater at the moment. I'm not sure. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's the most stressful. Like, that's the part that's really stressful. And I think if it was possible to do that here, we might have opted for that. But people in the US can stream Dune if they have HBO Max, I think. But not in Canada. Hi, Mikey. Hi, April. Yeah, that's easier. The movie looks so pretty. Also, it kind of cracks me up because the director is I figure a French-Canadian guy. And he has a very French-Canadian name. So it's always a bit of a chuckle when you see English-speaking people trying to figure out how to say his name. And it cracks me up in a way. Or like sometimes it makes me cringe when it's really, really like butchered. I was super tempted by Shang-Chi, but I'm waiting for the Disney Plus release. What was Shang-Chi? Hey, YZ! Hi! Hello! Shang-Chi is the latest Marvel superhero movie. Okay. I kind of fell off the wagon for these. Like, after Endgame, both parts, I kind of gave up. I was like, nope. First of all, Endgame Part 1 and 2 is god-awful. And then it's really god-awful. My friend in Beijing saw it in a movie theater. He loved it, but said that it kind of required having read the book, Dune. I'm curious to see. I always felt like a really difficult book to adapt because a lot of it is inner dialogue. Also, it's only like the first book of... Oh, I can never remember. 6, I think? Children... I think 6 that Frank Herbert wrote. Hey, yo! He can hear me. First major Asian character in the MCU and the first Marvel thing I've been interested since Endgame. Ooh! Black Widow is the only Marvel movie I liked. Oh, interesting. I'm still mad about Endgame, like too mad. I can't talk about it. It gives me issues. I know, same. Same. I nope. Just nope. Big fat nope. I've been watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's a bit weird to see TV shows with such a big budget, to be honest. Like, god damn, these don't feel like TV shows. I love when they try to pronounce Danish and Swedish actors too. It's the best. It's gotta be I think even the names that are possibly a bit straightforward, like Mads Mikkelsen, I'm pretty sure that I'm not quite sure they pronounce it right anyway, you know. I'm only waiting for the new Thor movie and maybe if they ever do anything with Namor. I don't really care for MCU. I downloaded Loki, but I don't think I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Like, the thing is, I don't think the issue is with the setting itself, but it takes like good directors to make it interesting, in my opinion. Like, if you take Thor Ragnarok, dude, that movie is so good, but it's because it's Taika Waititi that directs it. And like the way he works with his crew and his ideas, that's why it works so well. But like any other movie, like the Endgame movies, they're so And I watched Endgame, but it did not make it into my brain. I absolutely know what you mean. Oh my gosh. Chablis? Ah ben oui, toi! Ah ouais, elle sait, hein? Miaou miaou! T'as pas le choix, je pense. T'as pas le choix pas en tout.
Moi, je pense que c'est la fin de la boîte en plus.
Ouais, mais on en a 3 autres. On est correct. Haven't watched Endgame and yet I know more or less what happened and how disappointing it was. Yeah, I can't remember if... Like, my memory of it is a bit mixed up because I don't think I've watched the full movie, but I think I have. Not the second one, but I've watched a lot of clips and reviews of it. It's like when you know something that will happen in a movie will make you really mad, it doesn't make you want to watch a movie. Endgame is the younger sibling of the epilogue in the Harry Potter books. Very many fans simply like to ignore it completely. Same with Age of Ultron. Well, Age of Ultron was not that bad. Like, some things were weird, but what happened with Sokovia is so important for all the lore that comes after it. It would be really difficult to erase it completely. And I mean, the dude who did the voice of Ultron was really good. That was nice. I heard Age of Ultron was the worst of the Avengers movies from... Oh, really? I didn't hate it. Tu me parles-tu? Ouais? Hold on. Flip, flip, flip? C'est sniff, sniff ou les flips?
Pour l'instant, c'est sniff, sniff. Tu savais qu'il y avait de la poudre dans le fond, là?
T'en as-tu gardé un pour Péco?
Oui, j'en ai deux. Voilà.
la croquette.
Oui.
Oh mon dieu, sa face, de quoi ça a l'air de ton côté?
Ah, il y a des tickets. Attends, excuse-moi. Bon, je vais le laver parce que sinon.
Bon, mais là, on recycle direct en fait.
Je vais le rincer.
Ok.
Puis le mettre dehors pour recycler.
Ouais. Okay, sorry, cat shenanigans. Potter fanfic people coined the term tag ew. Epilogue, what epilogue? Age of Ultron is quite disliked. There were a lot of odd character choices there. Character choices in what way? Hey, Box of Bait, hi! Hey, je me demandais, il y a combien de livres de Dune écrits par Frank Herbert? 6 ou 7, je me mélange tout le temps.
Dune, Messiah, Children, God Emperor, Heretics, Chapter House.
6? C'était mon impression aussi.
Je vais laisser la grosse couverture rouge.
Ah, c'est qu'elles doivent triper.
Ben non, parce qu'il y a eu Chablis.
Ouais, mais elles vont y retourner puis triper.
I guess. On va voir.
I heard the way Quicksilver's and Hawk's characters were written was horrible. Interesting. Ouch. Yay, Halloween finger. Well, yeah, kind of. Kind of. It's supposed to be red, but it's a really warm red. I have three colors, and I don't think I will buy a fourth unless if they have like a bright blue eventually. But I quite like this one. One of the worst is the Maximovs' backstory. In the comics, their parents originally met in World War II concentration camp. In the movie, they volunteer for human experimentation by... well... Yeah, that's weird. Well, it looks ochre, but it's not. It's like sunny marigold yellow. Which is why, unless your your yellow ochre is super like yellow. Hold on. Hey, Lindsay, hi. It dries fast. It dries fast and it lasts. I mean, I know mine are all grungy, but considering they've been on for a week, like that's really not too bad, especially the red. The only big chunk of red that came out was because some packing tape stuck to my finger at some point, and when I removed it, it came off with the polish. And that's only one coat too. Like I was, yeah, I kind of didn't have time to apply a second coat. Ugh. Dang it. Dang it. Oh. So it's vegan nail polish, and it says it's 20 free. I have no idea what's the 20 ingredients. Like, often you see 3 free, 5 free, or 7 free. I think I need to try one of those. Oh, by all means. They don't have a lot of colors, but it's the, I can show it again. It's from Revlon. It's the Ultra HD Snap. I kind of really like it. Of course. I mean, I would let you use mine if we lived close, but you know. Okay. Next step will be to paint the swatch on the labels. Yeah. I like taking the time to do my nails, but it never lasts longer than a few hours before I've done something to them and happy with the lived-in look. I agree. I love the chipped look. Hey, kitty! Hi! Hello! Hello, baby! Trying to find a brush. Use this one. I made something fall down, but I can't see it. I used to do my nails all the time. I have a significant amount of nail polish still, but haven't touched them in years. Oh. I wonder, does it keep? I want to get back into it though. I used to love nail stuff. Yeah. Just started getting my nails done every 3 weeks a couple of months ago. It's a pick me up. That's really cool, Mikey. And that's really convenient because you can easily get a nail artist to come over. So even if it's like a bad week, you can still enjoy your pick me up. I'm absolutely terrible at applying it. So the advantage of having it for more than a week is that it's all gone around the nail. Like, that's good. It lasts a good long while, and if it starts to thicken up, you can mix some top coat. Oh, that's a good trick. Huh. Got a black screen when I first opened the stream, so I thought I missed it. Oh no. Nail polish should generally keep quite well. If it gets thick, you can buy a bottle of thinner. Oh, wow. Oh no, box of paint. god, it became moldy again. What the heck? I would try rubbing alcohol straight up. Oh yeah, but I think you were saying that you can't really find rubbing alcohol, right? People say you can put nail polish remover in, but that just seemed like a recipe for disaster. I agree. Put that aside to dry. Yeah, it feels like it will break the formula rather than I'm looking for a word. Dilute it down. Top coat sounds like a better idea, to be honest. I think I have rectified spirit. Well, if it's like any kind of level of pure alcohol, I think you're good. Like, in terms of alcohol, if it was alcohol with sugar in it, oh, it's 96. Oh, yeah, I think that's good. Yep. Oh, why? Wow. No, that's not the right one. Oh yeah, the thinner. Yeah, you're right. I've never seen thinner though. We'll keep you updated. Yes, please. I always end up with bits of dust in in paint because of my paint rag. Yeah, if you have a lot of bottles to sort of thin out, of course. Oh, Bibisha. Do not put acetone nail polish remover into nail polish. Trust me, it will ruin it completely. Oof. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, acetone is kind of scary, to be honest. Top coat is precious material, but there's always that bit in the bottom of the bottle that's hard to get. That's true. They never make the brushes long enough, right? Back when I bought mine, OPI sold a thinner that was quite widely available, quite affordable, and it's basically a one-time purchase. I don't think I'll run out anytime soon. Oh, interesting. I hate bottles with short brushes. That's always my biggest pet peeve. Yeah, definitely. Like, they do it on purpose, so you have to buy a new bottle because you can't get to the bottom of it, which is not cool. Okay. can't remember which brands they were now, but I used to take note and try to mainly buy ones with long enough brushes. Well, that's a really good idea, actually. This is not transparent polish, so it's possible to see where the brush is at. Ik elle de la bite. I didn't realize how nice OPI brushes until I ventured out a bit more. What's your favorite brand of nail polish, guys? 3 swipes and done. I don't like nail polish, to be honest, but I like how it looks on other people. What do you dislike about it on yourself? Hey, Melissa, hi. Oh, favorite brand I couldn't pick. Well, what's your 3 favorite brands then? Is that easier? OPI has a billion colors that are far too similar, and they have a gap in greens and oranges, but apart from a couple of glittery ones, they have been really hard wearing. Oh, interesting. Are they like, what's their composition like? Like, is it 3 free, 5 free, 7 free? Is it vegan or not? I don't like the weight of it on my nails. It feels like they can't breathe. It's a weird tactile thing. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Sometimes I can sort of feel the polish on my nails, which is weird. Honestly, I don't like a lot of things that would be considered traditionally feminine. Not that there's anything wrong with it, of course, it's just a weird personal thing. I absolutely see what you mean. Something that I've thought was quite interesting is that you see more and more guys with nail polish. China Glaze used to come out with some really fun ones. I adored my Risky Beauty Lounge ones, but I think they shut down years ago. Oh no! OPI is a different vegan line, so pretty sure it's still bugs and stuff, but it's lovely. I loved England. They had some gorgeous opaque ones. Wow. Dang, there's so many brands. I like how it looks, but I only wear it myself when I'm required to, which is mostly for performances, just considered part of the costume. I'm going to have to shave my legs too. Oh no. Like, I've hated dresses since I was a little kid, same with makeup. Oh, that's interesting, Jelly Bean. Hey, Paulo, hi. Andrew on Binging with Babish has started wearing nail polish, and I'm so here for it. Absolutely. Like, and we have quite a few guys in the community that wear polish. Nail polish. I don't know if I can say that. Well, like, people who identify generally as guys. Anyway, I'm all for it. It would be sad, like, to not be able to add color to my nails if I wanted to. Oh no, I'm gonna so many guys with chip nail polish in my head. I'm like, want me to fix those for you? No, that's the best look. I love it when nail polish is all chipped. I think having tidy nails is more important than a handshake. No! Now, if having like chip nail polish is a way to get people to not shake my hand, I'll definitely keep doing that. I've had way too much limp handshakes to last me a lifetime. I'm like, I'm good. I'm absolutely good. No need. I like seeing men's or otherwise in nail polish chipped or not. Yep. All good. It's all good. I've always been a tidy nails kind of person, but whatever makes you happy is fine and valid. As long as I don't have to do it, we're all good. Yeah, that's the whole thing. And I mean, they will be tidy. Like, the one thing I can't do is have long nails. I can't grow my nails. Not because they won't grow, it's just because when they are like the fraction of a millimeter too long, I become aware of it and I need to cut them. So it's short nails and chip nail polish. Same. I really enjoy seeing people express themselves visually. I know. I agree so much. To be honest, I've never liked handshakes. They've always felt awkward to me. Like, how long? Yeah, I know what you mean. How long should I shake? How hard? How many shakes? You know. Oops. Very fun.
Hello.
So I've always given very timid and soft handshakes. Creeps me out when someone shakes my hands and their hands is all limp and flaccid. Yeah, I mean, even if you don't like handshakes, like, I think it's a minimum requirement to just at least, like, add a bit of tension in your hand to not leave it all floppy. Because as someone who like goes into the handshake with the purpose of like, let's do this so I don't have to do it later, like, you sort of go in and you squeeze, and if the person has the hand all limp, you kind of squish their hand, and then you feel awkward, and then you have to shake, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm squishing their hand, and I feel that way about hugs. Yeah, hugs is a very, it really depends on who's giving the hug, right? The dead fish handshake, oh my gosh, that's exactly that. Oh, the phone startled Kitty. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kitty. Come back. I don't give limp handshake, but they're very soft. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's perfect. Limp is the worst because it's like, dude, I'm putting in an effort. Please put 1 and 2. Oh, hello. What have you missed? Talk about nail polish. Oh my god, I'm laughing so hard. Have you read my mind? Oh. Like with my mom, there was always something about, like, it's my mom, okay, so like it's not as weird as someone you meet, but still it was always weird because she used to go by the very European way. Well, anyway, in her head it was very European. I don't know if it's actually true, but of giving you know, the kisses on the cheeks. That, yeah, I was really looking for that word. Woo, Vincinas. Thank you, Otto. Yeah, we've been sort of talking about that, like if people prefer tidy nails or chipped nails, and how awesome it is that there's more and more guys that will wear nail polish. I'm a nail butter or a nail eater, and when I paint nails, I scratch up the polish instead of the nail blade. And I like somebody. No, I can't bite my fingers. Ugh. I had an ass of an uncle who would use his handshakes as a domination technique. Blah. Yuck! My nails are scary. They've been slammed in doors and all sorts, and polishing them makes me feel less worried about the way they look. No hand kisses. Ugh. Yeah, and the kisses on the cheek. So my mom would usually give 3, and like already 2 is a bit of a stretch, and like you 1, 2, and you sort of step back, and they go for a 3rd one, and you're just like, okay, 3rd one, okay, here we go. It's super awkward, super like, ugh. Like with strangers, it would be absolutely unbearable. 15 years and I still don't know if I'm going to get a kiss or a hug when we see friends. I'm all for hugs. Kisses is for family at the most. You know what I'm going to ask? What is the best thing you've eaten this week? Definitely a Quingaman again. Okay, so I'm kind of screwed for these swatches because the paint I had stored to refill the pans went bad. So I don't really have a jar that I can pull paint out of to paint these. So I'll try to use my test dots. And hopefully it will work out fine. What's the best thing you ate this week, Otto? I've done that with my father ever since I was a little kid, and I've never noticed until my mother was like, why are you kissing cheeks the French way? So it's actually a thing. Okay, good. Like, I have family from France, but I've never really met them, so... Southern Europe is the cheek kissy place. Up north, most people do handshakes and or nods. Yeah, that's good. Oh man, now I really want to do my nails. First time in years. I'll see if I can get something going tomorrow. Oh, awesome! Veritas! Yay! I had Taco Bell. Was it good, Taco Bell? Jelly bean. Otto says I used to be super into nail art. Grew my nails really long and used to spend every Sunday evening doing it up. Feels like a different lifetime now. Oh. My American friends are going to hug you. It's a gamble here in the UK. Sweden is not kissy. I'm Kurdish. We're definitely kissy. That's hilarious. In general, I mean, it's really interesting to see what everyone is used to. Sloppy kisses are... Yeah, if you're gonna... Yeah, I think... there's no way we can dodge a hug when we see each other. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not usually, like, I don't hug a lot of people, but This is gonna be like years of pent up hugs finally being able to happen. Okay, so that's not the cutest swatch stripe ever, but I think it kind of works. It'll have to anyway. Ew, slappy kisses are worse than dead fish handshake. Oh, both are like, oh. But yeah, slappy kisses is like, no, I can't. But we have the hug kiss. Kiss the air is much more bearable. Like, can I please not put my, I don't want to put my mouth on your face. We got a snack in our box this month that I can't bring myself to try. It looks like a Pop-Tart and it's chocolate and cheesy flavored. Oh my gosh, what? I just made oden, Japanese dish this evening for the first time and it was so good. Is that the dish that is often eaten for the New Year? Oh, I ate peanut butter ice cream with chocolate peanut butter cups. Ooh. In Saudi Arabia, cheek kisses are required, and if someone really wants to show they like you, they stay on the third side and peck your cheek with kisses over and over, and they physically hold you. Oh my gosh. Help. Oh, I wish they would, like, when you travel, they should give you a little card, like, what to expect in terms of physical contact when you get someplace. But it's only women cheek kissing. Okay, good. A bit less awkward. I'm gonna hug all the hair. Oh, I can imagine us both doing that, and he's like, can't breathe, but can't let go. Well, it's definitely winter food, but not necessarily New Year food. Okay. I think I had seen it like as a part of a New Year meal, but yeah, that doesn't mean it's just for. I have to check it again on Google later. Make myself hungry looking at oden. Your lips don't usually touch the other person. That be, yeah, I don't know. Ugh. I cannot speak for all of Eastern Europe, but we kiss on the cheek 3 times. Traditionally, cheek, and lips if it's someone from the family, and first cheek, second time if it's someone other. Dang, that's a lot of physical contact. A wet smooch. Ugh. Unless you're drunk. Yeah, I don't think we can consider being drunk like the standard, really. Yeah, I think Otto, when we'll meet, it's gonna be a hug and tears. all good. Did what I could. But when I go home, I get no hug, not even a handshake. My family is absolutely not physical at all whatsoever. So I forced a hug onto my mom at the airport. She hates it. Aww. You can consider being drunk as a standard if you're in Poland. Oh no. What's the, I mean, not that I'm, you guys know where I stand in regards to alcohol, but just curious, what's the most common available alcohol in Poland? I really need to go take a bio break. I'll be right back. C'est carré quand tu bois trop de thé d'une shot. Fais ça avec donc.
Oui. Qu'est-ce que tu penses de mon sketch?
Il a l'air super cool. Okay, sorry, back. That's what happens when you drink a big jug of matcha latte before at the start of a live stream. Vodka. Oh, really? Vodka is very popular, but most people just drink beer. Oh, t'as éternué? Yo. Yo.
Oui.
T'as-tu éternué pendant que j'étais aux toilettes?
Oui.
Il y a quelqu'un qui te dit bless you.
Ah, non. Je pensais que ça aurait été ton micro.
J'ai pas pensé. I'm sitting by a 100ml bottle of 95 rectified spirit and I swear I didn't drink it. I just poured it onto some graphite. Alright, now I'm gonna cut the small labels for the pans while the these ones dry. So for most colors, I managed to print out a sheet on my slab when I was done. I apparently did not do it for the ultramarine blue. Not sure why, but I have like good swatches of most of the colors that I made in this batch. I don't know if I'm on screen. I think I'd die if I took a sip of this. Yeah, that's not... That doesn't sound like drinkable. It's kind of a nice selection of colors together. Okay. Wow. This got so skewed. What the heck? Just pink. I hate when that happens when I cut paper. It makes me feel like such a dumbass. I know, right? Like you're all set up, like ruler, all good, all straight, and sorry, wow, classy. That's why, like, a good tip is usually to try, and doesn't really work here, but to cover up the, like, protect the piece you want to cut by putting the ruler on it and cutting, like, in the extra. So if your blade goes like askew, you don't cut into the thing you were trying to clean up. I can't really do it here because I don't have a margin between each of the tags, but like this, I'm protecting the good part with my ruler and I'm cutting away the extra. So if I mess up, it's not too bad. If any of you ever acquired the Zubrovka vodka, it's flavored polished vodka with a sweet grass blade. In a bottle, make a cocktail with it and apple juice. Make it taste just like an apple pie. I would rather have apple pie. I'm sorry. Like I have baggage with alcohol in general, so it doesn't sit well with me. Not when I drink it. I mean, just as a concept. The concept of alcohol bothers me. Or ideally, in the best of words, to get the apple pie flavored Kit Kat. Because I'm pretty sure that has to exist. Let's see, don't do it if you had alcohol, sorry. No, don't mean, it's fine. There's not a lot of people I know who can drink alcohol, either from allergies or from conflict with medication, or just from disliking it in general. My sister is sending me some caramel apple candy corns. Whoa! I'm sure if you two all have had plenty, but they sound yummy. Will they be a different color than the usual, like, white, yellow, and orange? I've never had candy corn. I have a hard time holding the ruler still and cutting. Do you have one of these with the cork backing? Because that, of course, that helps a bit. And then another tip that helps with cutting with the ruler is that you press down on the ruler, but you try not to push too hard on the ruler with your blade. If your blade doesn't cut well, you need to just like cut it off and get a new blade. Like, don't hesitate to get a new blade from your cutter to sort of get a cleaner cut. But yeah, it's really like press down on the ruler and carefully glide along it, not push into it. I don't know if that helps, but I've been using a cutter for quite a while, in the sense that when I was studying graphic design, most of the mock-ups we had to put together, we had to work with ruler and blade. So you kind of figure out tips so you don't have to redo your mock-up. They look sort of like gummy peppers. Oh, but to be honest, but it will be the same texture. Fortunately, I've put the graphite cake into a different tin because the old one rusted so bad that I couldn't open it. Yeah. I'm still impressed that the whole cake became soft. I'm totally useless at cutting with ruler. That's why I have an army of paper trimmers. And not 4 paper trimmers. Well, that's always good. Oh yeah, get a new blade. Never. That's the one thing we don't think of, but the blades are generally cheap, so always, like, it doesn't cut well, break it. Get a new one. Get a new segment. Sometimes it's still crooked even when I use a paper cutter. I have one paper trimmer, but sometimes when I'm trying to cut at really precise places that, like for really small things, like these labels are really quite small, I just find it easier to use that. I really like this one cutter. I've had it for a really long time, like easily, what, 30 years? Yeah. But for most of these years, it came with a really small blade on it. And it was a hand-me-down from a relative. Like, they gave me a bunch of tools to work with Fimo. You know, the Fimo dough that you cook in the oven. And they gave me, like, I think it came from them, but they gave me like an old X-Acto knife to help cut the putty. And eventually, like, I ran out of blades on it, and I just kept it stored with my other stuff. And the brand is NT Cutter, and it's a Japanese brand. And at some point I was fed up with my Alpha blades, not because they don't go well, it's because they're really hard to hold. Like, the knife itself is really small and thin, and I will always get bad cramps. So I tried something a bit more bulky, and I realized that it was the same brand, so I can reuse this one again, and it's one of my favorites. It's all metal, it's like red, like the shade of red that I like. So it made me happy. I still managed somehow to cut crooked with the paper trimmer. Oh no. I think I've shouted about them before, but Slice is the best gadget for my studio ever. Tiny little ceramic blade for safety, and for things like opening boxes and packs of paper, it's priceless. I need to check that out. No pencils. Slice. I'll try to remember it. That's why I like getting pre-cut paper. Yeah. Opens Amazon Slice. It's hard to explain, but it's flat and wide. Is it like, it's a ceramic blade? So what's this? How solid is it? Like, is it more brittle? Can it break more if you're clumsy and you drop stuff on the floor a lot? We'll send a photo on Discord. Oh, thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, that's cute. It's not a very useful part of it, so. Are you guys doing anything for Halloween this year? Oh, ouais, écoute. Ah, il est chablis pou!
Encore?
C'est du chablis! Hein, quoi? Où ça, chablis? I also sent a picture of the poor strung out cat on the side of the Dreamies Temptation box that I've never seen at the place today. What? Nice. Maybe binge watch Over the Garden Wall. That's a good idea. That's such a great show. Chaz is here. I offered to watch a movie with a friend on Discord before they go to work, so that's what I'm doing for Halloween. That's cool! Alright, so which color do I wrap first? This is dry. I'll just go through all of them, I guess. Chaz! Yes, he's here! He's chilling in front of the window. I don't know, like, if he will decide just to settle down and sleep there. Break into their house, Chaz, and come onto the camera. Oh, I wish. Maybe I can take a photo of them. C'est pas une photo de Chablis. Salut Chablis. J'en ai pas une. Ah, que la fenêtre est dégueu. Oh, sorry, I all of a sudden had a visit from the rare bunner on the couch once cuddles and had no... Oh, that's adorable. Okay, so I snapped a couple of pictures. You gotta forgive me. Gotta forgive the dirty window, like floor level windows. Like even if I clean them, they don't stay clean often. But anyway, that's kind of Chaz through the window. And that too. But this one had the screen. Pretty sure I have better pictures of Chaz. Yeah, let's see if I can find a better photo of Chaz. I have some photos of the cats that really crack me up, like this one. Utterly face-palmed. No, that's not what I meant. Utterly face-planted. Yeah, that's the... Yeah, j'ai bien pas de photo de Chablis sur mon téléphone. Yeah, I'm not... Not being very lucky with my Chaz pictures at the moment. Ah, there. Oh, it's still to the screen. Poop. But that's when he was sleeping on the... in front of the window. Petit Chablis. Dashing fellow. Seriously. Chaz by the Window is my favorite band. Ah, there. That's a better photo of Chaz. Look at this handsome little guy. Look it. Hello, baby. He's such a pretty cat. Oh, he's loafing down, so I think he might just sleep with us for a bit. I lived in a garden level apartment in Chicago and the windows were at foot traffic level and were impossible to keep clear. I mean, whenever it rains, it will like splash up all the dust and the mud, and he's really small. He's a really like tiny cat. He's not very old either. I think he's about 1.5 years. He's a very lean little cat. Salut Chablis, t'es bien beau. What I'm trying to do right now is to clean up pans a bit. They don't all need a cleanup, but there's a few that do. Ah ouais, Scott? Ben écoute. We were able to meet Chaz's humans not too long ago. And it was great to finally be able to see the humans of the cat that spends like half his time around here. The guy was like, "Oh, if he's bothersome, just you can let me know. We'll try to." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Nah, he can come over whenever he wants. Bothersome? Hey, I did a good job pouring these. Not a lot of mess to clean up. Just trying to remove the extra paint that's on the tin pan. Correction, he's small. On a quick side note, there was strangeness with the stream at the beginning, and it says it's only been running 28 minutes for the last hour, and I was very confused for a second. That's really odd. Isn't it super gratifying to have all those beautifully filled pans that you feel? Yeah, the ones that are like the ones that have the pristine little cushion top are really satisfying. The ones that are not full enough because I forgot to fill them and the paint went bad and the stupid green earth pigment are a bit less satisfying. Like, I really love green earth pigment colors like the PG23, but it's awful in terms of how it dries. It dries like really crackly and brittle, and like, I don't know if you can see, but the pancake is like loose in the tin. Like, I can flip it over and remove it from the tin, which sucks. But I haven't found a way to work this pigment that makes it look good, if you know what I mean. Okay. What went wrong with the green earth one? I think it's just the pigment. I've never been able to work with a PG23 that dried well. They always dry this way. The new Animal Crossing thing where you can polish your furniture to make it sparkle. Make those pans sparkle. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's start with this. But does the green earth slowly wet well? Yeah, I will try. I did try a bunch of things to glue the cakes back in. I'm pretty sure I've tried the gum arabic solution, but I'll try it again because I don't see any other way to make it stick. But sometimes it even that doesn't really work. It's still like the way the gum arabic will dry with the paint will sort of nullify the glue effect, if that makes sense. Hey, Ginger! I've got a couple of green earth pigments that I've not found the sweet spot between no cracking and feeling too gloopy. Yeah, and in the jar it's like a jelly, not exactly in look, but it's like all the other jars I have. The paint is still liquid, but the green earth one, it's more like a paste. I'm packing, so probably more polished. But I haven't urine. Oh, I hope the packing goes well. You can do it, Ginger. Yeah, it is frustrating. Oops. You go there. It does sound like one of those more fickle pigments. Yeah. Which is kind of weird because it's not like overly expensive or overly fancy, but the way it absorbs water is really weird. I lost it. Oh, there it is. I am packing for Catio, Evan. Ah, that's such a relief, to be honest. I rolled the cart into pantry so Dexter has a safe spot to supervise from. Oh, that's adorable. It looks so perfect. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I used to write like everything by hand, but at some point I was like, I feel like I need to upgrade my presentation. So one side is color name, the other side is pigment composition. Oh, thank you so much, guys. We got keys yesterday and then realized most outlets there weren't grounded, so we'll get to... Okay, what does that mean? Out of curiosity. Hey, Judd, have a good night. Thank you so much for being here today. Grounding means the electricity runs back into the earth. Without it, the electrics just grab you. I just thought that... I kind of don't really understand how they can set it up so it's not grounded. But then again, it's not like I looked into it. Here, all the outlets are upside down. I think I saw somewhere that there's a sort of a purpose to that, but it's not always super practical. It's a bit hard on all the cables. Our flat in London wasn't grounded, and it was a freaking ordeal trying to find who had to sort it out. But how come it's made that it's not grounded? Is it just like laziness? How? Makes no sense. Let's try to glue some green pans. Grounding is like your house's rubber shoes. Not what I'm looking for. Oh, that's... Watercolor medium. That's what I'm looking for. It's not this one. That's paste. Arabic paste. Maybe I'll try that. Oh, Arabic medium. That's paste. That's what I was looking for. How is that not the landlord's issue? That's a good question. A proper house needs Wellingtons. And we were in floodland. Ooh. One major thing. A 3-prong outlet can be grounded but isn't always. A 2-prong can't. The 2-prong model is old and rarely used now. Every single electronic we own is a 3-prong. Really? Well, I mean, for bigger electronics, yeah, but not every adapter is 3-prong, right? Kitty just had an out. She says the weather is unacceptable and we need to fix it. I'm sorry, Kitty. I wish we could. So even if you weren't worried about the safety thing, we can't physically plug things in. Oh no. We ended up leaving because we got a 40K bill for maintenance on the building they hadn't kept up for. What? How? How? What? That's in... And I worked for the council I lived in. Oh yay. I was like, I can see the records. Dumb. Yeah, that's great. It had things like 10K for TV aerial. They were rip-off artists, definitely. No one is gonna pay that. Like, I don't know what they were thinking, but this one is a bit more firmly in place. Maybe I can sort of... Yeah, this one is not coming out. Je pensais que Chablis était parti. Il s'est juste couché. Chaz is still here, but he's sleeping now. We found a contractor to do it for £200. It just needed to be plugged in. Oh my god, what? I miss convenience of London, but it's a nightmare to live in. It sounds like very particular. Was it really expensive? I kind of figure it would be, but like I'm curious to hear some first-hand account. Priorities. That red is so pretty. This one? The Potter's Pink? 13 years back for our 1-bedroom flat, we got For the same price, you mean? We got a 4-bedroom house with a garden, shed, and driveway. And it's only 35 minutes by train to London. That sounds really good. It's probably more, like less stressful too. It is one of my favorite colors, to be honest. Potter's pink. Like this is cellulose paper, so it doesn't look too good on this, but let me locate the well, this is cellulose paper too, but the fact that I sort of printed it and let it dry, it kind of looks better. We're the type of tenant who has the landlord. The caulking on the sink is all pulled up. Do you have a caulking gun on hand? We are happy to strip and reapply. So yeah, that's... I usually try to send one of these as a card with every order I receive. But it's always fun to print these out and to see the like all the qualities of the paint on such a large scale. And then I cut them up. Like I print the sheet and then I cut it up. But it's nice. One of my favorite reds or pinks. And we're only attached to one neighbor now. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have lunch, be back in a bit. Of course, have a good lunch, Jellybean. If you are comfortable sharing that, who in chat is leasing a place and who is owning a place? I'm just curious. Okay guys, we can all relax now. The emergency Sour Patch Kids have been packed and there will be candy available at both apartments. Yep. Totally get that. Which do you prefer, like the basic flavors of Sour Patch Kids or the tropical one? There's a great video of a woman walking her landlord through a pristine apartment and getting charged for invisible things. What? I'm owning Mars. I wish. We started owning this year. How do you like it so far, Otto? I never ate Sour Patch Kids. They're basically like sour gummies, but they come in sort of two flavor profiles, classic and tropical. Classic will have flavors like, I think, Ginger can correct me, but it's like lemon, orange, cherry, that kind of stuff. There's like purple, green, yellow, orange, and red, I think. And the tropical ones are flavored like pineapple, papaya, and they're weird colors a bit. I mean, they're still like vibrant candy colors, but I'm in the fun both of neither. I had to sign away my rights to the size. Oh wow, but now I'm a citizen and our next house will be partially mine. Yay! I rent. I'm going to be renting for a very, very long time. Well, at least you seem to have access to some really good like housing opportunities. Like they take forever, Fairy Dust, but the last time you spoke about it, you had found a really like cool place. I don't think we have that per se here. Renting the same place past 9 years. Yeah, we've been doing that too. Renting for probably 11 years now. It's basically the age of the cats. Luckily, the council housing I'm now leasing is awesome, and they've been super good about fixing things and giving me new appliances when needed. There are only on, no cats and dogs. Aw, that's a bummer. I can sort of understand why, but at the same time, it's like, the problem is often not the pets themselves, but the humans, you know. I look forward to the day when I can whine the landlord won't let me XYZ. But the landlord is handsome. Sour Patch are one of my favorites. They have the good kind... That's true, they have the good kind of gummy texture. Like recently, my favorite kind of gummy texture is my gummy vitamins. So I'm always like super psyched to eat them, but then I'm like, oh, I can't eat more, you know? It's more affordable in the smaller cities around here, but still a lot. Yeah. I've been here 10+ years. Meh. I still find the financial commitment a lot to take on as a commitment. Yeah, I totally understand you. It's a really nice place though, so that's always a blessing. Like you found a really nice place at a really nice spot. Annoying thing that it's often cheaper to own than rent. My friend has a huge house in a suburb and pay as much as my rent. Yeah, but the fact that it's in the suburb also like has weight in the whole thing. Like if there's so many consideration to take into account when deciding where to live, like do you have a car? Can you drive? Do you have access to everything like within the walking distance? Or do you have to commute or take a car to go anywhere? Like there's a bunch of stuff. Also, like if you rent a place, technically if anything happens, you're not the one who has to fix it. So that's like possibly the one sort of like the most advantageous thing about renting. Assuming the landlord is not a pickled idiot, of course. Just in time to not be able to drive it. Oh no. Yeah, Stockholm. I'm not surprised it's expensive. It's not a like a suburb. Isn't it like the capital? Geography classes are so far away. As we just replaced our washer and dryer, that's a definite benefit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, rental places here, most don't come furnished. So if our washer and dryer broke, we would have to buy new ones. But the thing is when we leave this place, technically we leave with our appliances too. Oh, okay. I got my current generator when they do lockdown in March. both our companies are all about staying away from the offices still. Yeah, Stockholm is Sweden's capital and largest city. Yeah, I mean, like, nothing is affordable in Montreal. Montreal is not even the capital, but it's a big city. Yeah, you really have to go outside of the Montreal island and possibly in the suburbs or maybe even further away before you can get something good or affordable. I mean, we looked at a house recently and it was $850,000 Canadian. Hey, Nicole! Hi, long time no see. How are you? Oh, you got an electric car too. Whoa. We have kind of three main categories of areas: the inner city, expensive, medium, less expensive, near suburbs, and least expensive suburbs. I've always lived in the medium region except for a few years in inner city. Ooh. Buying is definitely cheaper than renting in Edinburgh. I think the going rent for this area with this size apartment is at least a good 30-40% more. Oof. Oof. I'm good. My husband and I went to Georgia to visit family last week and we saw a dune. Ooh. Yes. This way. I think they officially announced or signed to make the second Dune movie, and I'm really excited. It was a bit of a concern that the first one wouldn't do well enough, and then they would consequently not do the second one, which would suck. Oh, toi aussi, elle t'a dit tes souhaits. Tu m'as entendu?
Oui.
Otto t'a dit tes souhaits aussi. Ah. Worrying thing in Sweden, not just Stockholm, is how much more housing prices have increased versus income level is going way too fast. It's been like that here a bit too. Like, there was a really steep rise in the prices of properties, like at the start and during the pandemic, which is kind of odd because some people were losing their jobs and all that, but other people were like, well, if I have to work from home, I need to buy a house now. Everything is really expensive. The only sort of good deal we saw recently for properties was a duplex. So basically 2 sort of narrow houses like in the same building. Yes, I said bless you. I told him. But yeah, that one was a slightly more affordable price considering it was a duplex. But the thing is, if you decide to buy this and become the landlord, there are people living in there at the moment. So either you're a nice person and you can't live in your property for now, or you're an asshole and you kick people out to live there. So it's like not exactly a winning situation. I liked it a lot. It was gorgeous to look at, but you have to separate the book and the movie for sure. Yeah. Yeah, tons of celebs started moving to Texas. Hey, Dominic, hi! Around the pandemic, but I don't know if it's just because the market was booming before the pandemic. So many small stores closed in the past 2 years. Every one of them that I know has been replaced with a new real estate agent. It's gonna blow up. Blah. Blah. Are you looking to buy an apartment? Eventually, yeah. I mean, of course. Like, it would be really nice to have a place where we could each have our like studio space, because I tend to have way too many things and Mr. He has much less things, so he gets really stressed out in my environment, and I don't know like how to fix it really quickly. I mean, so if we each had our studio space, it would help, you know. Not in Edinburgh. I wish. I would love to. Like, it definitely wouldn't be an issue for me. But I know that like Mr. E is a bit closer to his family too. So we would have to take in consideration also the budget so that he could fly back here to see his peeps more often. But yeah, I mean, I would love to. Oh my god, I so know that feeling about this, your stuff versus yeah, right. And I mean, I can totally see his point of view, and I feel awful that I can't bring myself to like rapidly clear this up, but it's so bound into many mental issue and mental processes for me that I'm not good at doing this fast. Wish it would be easier. That's what Zoom is for. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. My family is not very close, but I think his is a bit more like tight knit. So that would be, and he has like nephews and nieces, and I mean, I have a niece, but oh wow, I totally forgot this big blurb. Like, I mean, it would basically be like pandemic times, but permanently, in a sense, because I haven't really seen my friends for like almost 2 years. I saw one of my friends like a couple of weeks ago, and it was the first time in like almost a year that I had seen her. And the previous time I had seen her was when she came over to deliver sort of a care package when my mom passed. So I saw her, but from a distance, you know. Oh, I started with the numbers this time. That's cute. I was confused for a moment there. I was around for the hour, but I woke up from my cat nap earlier. But I was, oh, no problem. Sparkle Pants like, swing. That reminds me, a cousin is supposed to be giving birth. Wonder if it will be a Halloween baby. Oh, I know quite a few people that became a Halloween baby. But yeah, I have a niece, but I sort of, I haven't met my niece, and I haven't met Mr. E's nieces and niece and nephews, which are technically mine too, but you know, through alliance. I wish my brother got his stuff together. I don't plan on having babies anytime soon. Yeah, same. Oof. When I found out she was expecting in October, I did the math and I was like, you decided to have a baby in a pandemic? Are you insane? I know quite a few people who decided to have a baby in a pandemic. I guess it can be sort of stressful if your biological clock is going and like you really want to have a kid. I don't know about you, but the lockdowns and the pandemic would go, yeah, I mean, I'm with you there. But at some point, I don't think we maybe qualify to understand, if you know what I mean. Like, it's so not a priority. Like, people figured out if they really loved or hated their partner this last year. That's a fair point. That's a really good point. Oh my god, Chablis est encore là, c'est cute. I know people who delivered a baby in the pandemic. You mean doctors or just people who had the kid? Somewhat glad I was born with siblings, since if I was an only child, the bloodline would have definitely ended with me. I was amazed by all of the, I can't believe my spouse does this article. It's like, did you never spend any time together before now? I haven't seen any of those articles. But, jeebus. By delivered, I mean birthed, but I'm sure I also know the opposing to some people who took back in the baby. No, I'm kidding. Well, the average marriage divorce rate is 50%. I'm the last in my family, but I'm good with that. I mean, yeah, I mean, as long as everyone can sort of grow into their own decision about that and be respected for that, got no issue with whatever you decide to do. Everyone's favorite argument to hear is, you won't know you like it until you have one. And you're like, yeah, you know, not a good selling point. That's a fair point, Nicole. I have so incredibly many cousins, many of them with their own families at this point. There's zero risk of our clan dying anytime soon. I got fish that I still haven't named. Literally, the exact line is what got my husband and I talking against a person, and that resulted in a marriage. Can you imagine? Like, good grief, you don't say that. Like, for anything, not necessarily just for kids, but like, someone tells you that something is really amazing and awesome, and you're like, not my thing. And you're like, you have to try it. You won't know until you try it. You're like, yeah, but, you know, like, if it's food, the commitment is really not that bad. Like, it's not too big of a deal, but other things, oh my gosh, Ginger, they're terrifying. Last time I saw one was my cousin's baby, and it was nice because like my cousin is a really nice person, and at some point they were like, "Oh, do you want to hold the baby?" And I was like, "You know what? I don't feel comfortable doing it." And they were like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Thank you so much." Whew. It's a terrifying prospect to hold a small human when you're not used to that at all. I said I would give birth if I can give birth to cats. There's a no return policy also as funnels. Yeah, that's the big, like, that's a big commitment. Oh my gosh, Dominic, that's dreadful. Alright, so I only have one color to label, the green. You can see what I mean by tedious work. It's just very repetitive and very slow. What is that show, Box of Paint? Oh my god, Dominic, wow. Wait, so I get to give birth to kittens and get revenge? Where do I sign? I think it's called Brand New Cherry Flavor, huh? It got worse as we got more info. Oh no. Oof. What a terrible situation. one of those I binged in an evening, and the next day I wasn't sure if it was all just a really funky dream. Oh my gosh, I can see that. So I feel like it would be a loophole in my current lease agreement so I could have cats. Oh. I just laughed so loud I scared everyone. There has to be, I mean, they're your children, not cats, children. You give birth to them. Serious face. Eh, can't argue with that. Now, I hope this won't make too much noise. Let me know if it does. Oh, good. Didn't sound too bad. Yeah, let me know and I will... I mean, I will figure something out if it's too annoying. If I do it a bit more slow, it's less noisy. Clive can't deal with our fur baby family tree and gives me endless grief. Because Emmy is my sister daughter and Bear is my nephew son. And you're from the sticks without. Have returned with my pizza. Ooh, pizza. Oh, that's what we're eating tonight. Yummy. Pizza is so good. Yeah, what kind of pizza? That's a good question. There's a local pizza chain that has started having vegan options, like vegan pizza and vegan burgers made with, you know, like Beyond Burger type food and fake cheese and all that. And I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. I just made myself a thigh cube. What is that? It's nice to have options like that. Yeah, seriously. Like we used to order from Domino's, and I think Domino's pizza, the one we get, is really quite good. And what I liked about it is that when I build my own pizza on their website, I can say no cheese. And so far they've been good about like giving me no cheese. But now there's this other chain that has completely vegan options. And I'm like, yes, exciting, please. I won't. So we'll have to try it at some point. These are my pan wrappers. I think I have bags in here to keep everything. I don't remember where I put my little plastic bags. It's just a frozen dinner from Kitchen Joy. This is sweet and sour chicken with jasmine rice. Sounds good. I'm sorry if this question is loaded, but I don't understand why vegan and gluten-free pizza are always combined and never worked out. If it's a bigger thing or just convenience. I think it's just convenience. Personally, I prefer my stuff with gluten, so I'm always bummed when they combine it, because I'm like, I mean, I feel bad for people who can have gluten, but I can have gluten, and I prefer like a pizza dough made with flour, like wheat flour, personally. Hey, Linux Switch, hi! I agree, Buxapin. There should be combined and separate options. Yeah, the way Domino's has it, I think it's quite clever, because you can customize your pizza. So you go, like, first step, you choose the crust, then you choose, like, toppings, like basic toppings like cheese and sauce, and then you choose extra toppings. So you can really customize. You can choose the gluten-free crust, whatever toppings you want, have cheese, don't have cheese. They don't have vegan cheese, but you can say no cheese. And I'm like, thank you so much. So I can have my gluten-full dough and then like everything else I like except for the cheese. I like my gluten even when I don't want meat or dairy. I'm with you. I've never made not vegan pizza though, as far as I'm aware. Same, I mean, basic pizza dough is flour, is yeast considered vegan? I think so. So flour, yeast, salt, water, and oil, possibly. That's vegan. I had mediocre pizza, it's been hours, but I'm still... Oh, I'm so sorry, Fairy Dust. That restaurant is usually pretty good. I don't know what happened this time. Tragedy, definitely. Though sometimes Buxapin, like, I was looking at the ingredient list for Domino's pizza dough, and they have dairy in there, which is weird. But that would sort of make the dough not vegan. Medicinal pizza, it heals the soul. I agree. Domino's is nice. We get pizza when my grandmother visits, and it's nice she can customize what goes on a pizza. since she can have certain. Yeah, their online system is really, really interesting and like thorough. Quite fun of it. I was really scared about ordering online before because I'm old and I'm sort of really fed up with asking for like stuff like custom stuff, but not really complex custom stuff. Like, hey, can I have this without cheese? And they go, yeah, and you get it delivered and it has cheese on it and you're like, yeast is vegan. You can get yeast from the air making sourdough starter. What? Is flour vegan because it's processed? As far as I know, yeah. Unless they process it with some sort of animal byproduct. It's just ground flour. It should be okay. Ground wheat. Duh. Flour actually technically depends. Yeah, sugar depends because the way they filter out the cane sugar, some process are not vegan. But flour, I mean, it's just ground. So I think it would be really surprised if it wasn't. Even for Janites? What is that? I have a terrible time with sushi place being highly allergic to avocados. Oh yeah, no. No, that's not good. Avocados are in everything sushi-wise. Bread flour and all-purpose flour are basically the same except how they mill it, I think. Some, I don't know if that's the case, but some bread flours possibly have the yeast already included, so you don't need to take that into consideration. You can just put flour, water, and maybe oil, and there you go. I get funny looks to say the least. Yeah. Takes longer, but you can make a sourdough starter from the yeast that's just hanging about. Really? That's so cool. I switched to unbleached sugar. Is that what they call golden sugar? Alright, let's get started with packing. How do I go about this? So these are little rectangles of parchment paper so that the paint doesn't stick too much to it, but at the same time you can't possibly tape it. It won't, like the tape won't stick to it, so what I use is my labels as kind of a belt. Even though I struggle to keep the label like glued together because for some weird reason, even if it's strong double-sided tape that I use, it still won't. Doesn't like to stay put. That's neat. Looks a bit. No, it's natural, just not white. I think the golden brown sugar just has molasses, at least where I've seen it. Yeah, here we have you have white sugar, like the basic one. We have golden sugar, which is sort of, well, it wears his name well. It's just a light yellow color, like a bit like very diluted yellow ochre. And then we have brown sugar, which is the one with molasses. So like cheese mold it's very specific to your environment. So you have like the most custom, the most local bread that you could possibly have if you make your starter from the air yeast. That's hilarious. I think our golden sugar here would be the unbleached one, because it tastes pretty much like white sugar, but it's not brown sugar. If it's wrapping eye candy, aw. So that's how it looks. Swatch on top, Potter's pink, pigment, the tape that won't hold that I'll have to possibly reinforce with washi tape or something. I should do it now because my current washi tape would fit well with. Turbinado sugar. Yeah. I like it when you can buy like brown sort of unbleached sugar squares. I don't know if that will hold any better, but I mean, I tried. Oh man, sugar. Yum yum. I'm not sure if it's a hubby thing or a UK thing, but the sugar here is insane. I wanted brown sugar and got about 3 different types, none of which were the thing I meant. Really? What? What were the 3 brown sugars then? Okay, one I can imagine, but turbinado sugar, which is sugar in the raw. Oh, okay. I'm currently going through a knitting stitch marker obsession. Oh no! What does that mean? The sugar I use the most is just rocking sugar. Yeah, that's good. That's something I've seen. I know. What kind are you looking for? I'm assuming you tried dark brown, demerara, and golden. Oh man. Castor sugar. Castor sugar is super fine white sugar, I think. Demerara is big chunks, and raw sugar. Yeah, raw sugar is golden. Yeah, we have 2 types of molasses here too. Yeah, golden brown and dark brown. Did I say molasses? I meant brown sugar. All these small containers of 6 different types of sucrose. Ah, sugar. I buy regular bleach because it's cheapest, same with flour. I just use the cheapest all-purpose flour. Yeah, that's always the thing. I mean, you buy what you can. I think I would kind of prefer to buy local sugar. We have a very iconic, though I think it might be flour, might not be sugar. Might be both. But like we kind of have locally transformed sugar. Okay, fine, I'm off. Hey, take care, Ginger. I hope the packing goes well. Sending good vibes. Oh, the sugar alternatives. Yeah, that's another headache. I do wish we had molasses easily available here. I think it'd be more convenient than the small packages of brown sugar we have here. It's odd that you don't have molasses. some this weekend and he knows what I mean now. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol made from... Is it the one made from birch trees? Talking about sugar, I made pumpkin spice sugar for my coffee. Oh, yum. They have light and dark treacle here and everyone tells me it's the same, but it doesn't taste like molasses to me. I heard that you need to be careful with those kind of sugars, that it will upset. Yeah, if you have too much sugar alcohol, you're gonna spend a lot of time on the toilet. Basically. Dude, I've had these pans out for like not even a day and there's already like dust catching onto them. It tastes more like sugar syrup. Ugh. Ugh. It's kind of funny because instead of molasses, you end up with Marmite, which is kind of similar, but the salty version of molasses, if that makes sense. Xylitol is lethal to our papa friends, that's true. It's just white sugar, a vanilla bean pod, and pumpkin spice seasoning. Besides, we all know that the best sugar is maple syrup. Right? We can get cane molasses here, but in special stores. I think what we call syrup is basically sugar beet molasses. Oh, interesting. Imagine swapping the molasses for Marmite. Yeah, that would not make for awesome gingerbread man cookies. Let me tell you. Maple is the best sugar. Yeah, it is. Oh, man. I wish we could get maple syrup here, but it's hella expensive here too, mind you. Like, they make it here, but it still costs at least a finger. I had pancakes with organic maple syrup today. Ooh, yum. Marmite pancakes. Do you put molasses on your pancakes? Because I think it might not be terrible to have savory pancakes, but yeah, if you put the good like splop of stuff thinking it's gonna be sweet and it's salty instead, you're gonna have a surprise. I think our last bottle was 15 pounds for a liter, which we both thought was a really good deal. Well, it is a really good deal. Over here, I'm trying to remember what it is. A can of maple syrup, which is maybe around half a liter, 500 ml. It's gonna be around $10. So $10 Canadian. I mean, it's a bit more expensive in the UK, but not that much considering. I'm low-key disappointed that molasses tastes super bitter to me. Aw, it's a bummer. Do you taste it when it's in brown sugar as well? I'm currently using golden syrup for pancake French toast. I ran out of maple syrup. Oh no! Man, I wish I could send you some. It's so heavy though. I think molasses would be good in pancakes if you mix it in the batter. And you could add like cinnamon and like other gingerbread spices in there and have gingerbread pancakes. I'm greedy and could drink dark maple syrup from the bottle, and we ended up getting a medium amber as it was about $10 cheaper. It is cheaper, but it's gonna be less concentrated too, so it's not a deal per se. It's just more watered down a bit. That's the thing, is to get the darker maple syrup, to just boil it longer. So it's more concentrated and has more flavor to it. That's why it's more expensive. It's because there is technically more sap in your dark maple syrup than light maple syrup. I'm gonna be cutting labels again, so I apologize for the noise again. This one is just weird. I don't know if you can see, but this one printed blurry. Probably not gonna use it. My friend lived near the Tate Lyle factory in London, and so helped me. It smelled just like blueberry jam. And apparently it was the sugar beets. But the sugar never smells that way. Oh, that's a bummer. Blueberries smell really good. All the stores here ran out of Halloween candy and are putting Christmas... Yeah, I went to mail stuff out yesterday. And they were putting out all the Christmas stuff and everything, like all the Halloween candies, whatever was left, was discounted already. Like, I understand that they cannot have the empty shelves, but still. Not sure I'm ready for Christmas stuff yet. Ah! Okay, done. Except Tiger, we've been in full Christmas mode and are done since September. I can't wait for all the Christmas stuff to come out. Oh, really? More excited about Christmas than Halloween? Well, you're fortunate then, because you're gonna have fun shortly. Do you have to buy a lot of new decorations for the new place, Otto? Are you gonna get a tree? Well, I just dropped my phone on the towel and it broke the corner of my screen protector. Well, I'm glad you had a screen protector. Otherwise, it would be the corner of the phone. And possibly the whole screen. I have a tree from last year. Yay! Oh yeah, remember. We've been trying to track a Bon Mama advent calendar like it's a PS5. Did you check the website? I saw them on the Bonne Maman website. And I checked because of you. They were like $45, I think. It's constantly sold out. Oh no. Bonne Maman is a brand of jams and preserves. And every year they put out a really nice looking advent calendar that is basically a bunch of small jars of jams. Hey, have a good night, Lise. Thank you so much for being here. Say hi to the buns for us. It's the little gems that come with gingham labels, yeah. I know I have a small jar somewhere, but I think it's too fur deep to be able to get to it quickly. Bunch of normal flavors and a few special ones. I was a bit disappointed that there were so many flavors with alcohol. I'm not exactly interested. Saying hi to the buns. Yay! Hello, bunners! Whose clocks are changing tonight? I think for us it's next weekend. I hadn't noticed that, but that is interesting. I don't usually think I'm getting tanked eating toast. Well, I think it's like part of the alcohol is boiled down. I read an article recently that said that unless you like cook alcohol for a really long time, there's always going to be a bit of alcohol left. Like it doesn't completely boil off. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed because I was looking at all the flavors on there, and the first one I saw was lemon yuzu, I think, and I was like hyped for it. And then I started looking at the other stuff, and there were a lot of figs and like something in alcohol, and I was like, like strawberry champagne, let's say. And I was just like, excellent way to ruin good strawberries. The one small jar I have, I purchased in Switzerland, and it was made from small forest strawberries. It was really good. We had a great show that had people eat the tradition Christmas stuff with cooked off booze and they breathalyzed food out, and they all went over at some point because it was food. But because it was food, it burned off a bit faster, but they were over the limit for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole cook off the alcohol thing is a myth. It really is. I've always been told like, oh, you cook off the alcohol. But yeah, unless you plan on cooking something for at least 24 hours, there's still gonna be a lot of alcohol in there. So when I saw that most of the jams were like alcohol combos, I was like, eh. Would be maybe a better investment for me just to get yuzu jam marmalade. If you put a shot of vodka in a pan, there is nothing left when it's burned off. I wonder if, like, if you were to put in bring back some water in there to reactivate the burned off vodka. What it would be like. Just curious. The amounts of alcohol are probably not an issue for the vast majority of people, but it's wrong. It's not what happens, facts matter. Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people take meds that interfere with alcohol. So you still gotta be careful. Or if you have to drive, I mean. I'm having a Tootsie Pop and Gatsby beside me shower just now. When I was taking one of my meds, alcohol hit me super hard and super fast. Oh no. How did it feel? Did it feel bad too? The one that I was really bummed about not being able to enjoy anymore is grapefruit. Like, they say the meds I take don't interfere with grapefruit, but whenever I eat grapefruit, I get super, like, dizzy and foggy and weird. I miss if I'd eaten a roast that someone had cooked in wine. Oh no. And also, some people are allergic to alcohol. So that's not a... It can't be fun either. Grapefruit is on my list of can't eat on my current meds. It's a bummer, isn't it? Like, grapefruit is so good. I gotta get going. It was working and it was nice to... Hey, have a great weekend, YZ. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I think the stream is gonna end soon regardless. We are hitting almost the 3-hour point. Didn't realize how much it can affect your heart rate. Oh, really? Whoa. I didn't take the time to notice. I just felt really out of it. I was so bummed. Dude, white grapefruit, my favorite too. I don't like grapefruit much and I wish I could trade with you. Dude, I'd happily trade if I could. Hey, Ellen! Oh my gosh! Hello! It's nice to hear from you. Just popping in to say hello and happy Halloween to everyone. Been crazy busy lately, but I miss you all. We miss you too! I hope everything is well. I'm good, just haven't had a lot of time off. I made time to rest this week though, so that has been much better. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you were able to make time to rest too. That's good. It's a good thing that work has been keeping you busy in a way, but less so if you don't have time to rest. And I hope this Halloween is to get the motivation to actually dress up next Halloween. Aww. Well, I hope so too. Can't remember if any of meds conflict with grapefruit. I'm not sure I've ever had grapefruit. Oh, really? I love licorice so much and definitely can't eat that or have it in tea. What happens? They sneak it. They really do sneak it in tons of tea, especially if you like spice teas. Okay, so all in all, in almost 3 hours of time, with okay, a few distractions because I'm reading chat and all that, but I've managed to finish wrapping 10 pans, which is 40% of what I have to wrap. And all the prep and the painting and all that took almost 3 hours. My meds slow my heart rate down and licorice will keep slowing it. It's slowing down. Oh no. I know it's not recommended for pregnant women to have anything with licorice in it, but they never actually say why. Most often they just say don't have this if XYZ, but you're like, okay, what will happen if I happen to have some inadvertently? Oh wait, that's not even 30%. That's 2 out of 6. That's 33%. So I still have all of these to pan. Well, to I think I'm gonna give the green ones like a good 24 hours for the gum arabic to dry at the bottom before I wrap them, but these are good to go. And this is why handmade stuff costs. It requires so much time and effort. Worth it to buy it though. Yeah, I think with most handmade paints, and as often with most handmade stuff, you probably get the price, the thing at like more than fair price, because the way I price these versus the time it takes to do everything, it's not like a very substantial wage, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's like no wonder a hand knit sweater costs so much. Only the yarn cost like half of the price, and then all the time that went into it. That's grapefruit on my current meds. I just don't have any. Perhaps it's because licorice can have high sugar and that could cause complication to the fetus. That would be transformed licorice, but actual licorice root is not very sweet, I think. But I think it will work on your heart rate. And that can be not ideal if you're pregnant. I will say that this has definitely not made me want to crack on with wrapping. I honestly seem to think that once I figure it out, it will be so fast. Well, it will be faster if he helps. Just saying. Oh, for the amount of effort that goes into it, for sure, you might be losing money. Well, I mean, some money is better than no money, right? They aren't really works of love. They are. Which is why sometimes, like, I've had some weird comments in regard to handmade paints just a few times, but they were odd enough that I was like, what? Like, I remember offering them to someone I know. Like, I said to someone I know, like, hey, I'm making handmade paints. If you want to check it out, let me know. And they were like, oh yeah, I would love to have some. I will give you a list of the colors I would like. And I was kind of like, it doesn't really work that way. It's more like, here's the colors I made. If any interests you, you can get them, you know? And it was a bit like, oh. Yeah, most people who make handmade anything is probably earning less than minimum wage. Yeah. And people still say, like, oh, it's pricey. Like, well... I keep saying that too. Haha. I mean, being two people would definitely go faster because you can... It's like multitasking. Someone can paint, someone can cut, someone can stick stuff on stuff, someone can wrap. But I mean, technically it just takes less time, but if you had to pay two people for the task, it would cost you the same. It's just quicker-ish. Teamwork makes everything easier. Yeah, it might make it more fun, which is why I'm glad that you guys let me do this during a live stream. Because it's basically a bit like teamwork. Instead of me just being like eventually bored and just like bah! It's why it makes me mad when people try to get discount from these handmade people. Like they're barely scraping by as it is and you want to take more money from them. Oh yeah, definitely. And I feel sad. I see a lot of people who, like on Patreon especially, people will offer a discount on their shop to their patrons. And I'm like, I always find it a bit sad in a way because in a sense, sure, they decided to support you through Patreon, but it should be its own thing. If you decide to support someone on Patreon, well, that's the main focus. The rewards shouldn't be the main focus. So having an extra discount on the shop it's sort of the person being like overly generous and like, sure, you can save a couple of money, but what's the point of you spending that money? Is it to support the person or is it just to get the goods, you know? If you could charge by the hour, my 3-coin red Scarlet Magenta would cost about 30 pounds a pen. Oh yeah, exactly. That's why I kind of don't want to do these difficult colors anymore. I kind of just want to work on the nicer, like easier ones. Whenever someone does that to me, I up the price by 25% with each complaint about the price. Oh, you don't want to pay $100? Now it's $125. Wait, it was $100 5 minutes ago. Now it's $150. Wait! Oh, dang. I will have to pay the full price of handmade watercolors when I get a card or something so I can order stuff online without asking my parents. The hasset. The trash takes itself out usually when I do that. That's a good trick. And I totally understand, Val. That's a good long-term goal. But yeah, don't stress about that for now. If it's not possible, then it's not possible. That's fine. You don't go around complaining that it's expensive. So that's the real beef. If something is expensive and you just walk away without saying anything, that's fine. It's getting loud about it that's really gauche. But I'll probably never use the watercolors and just look at them in awe like a prized artifact. Aw. If I priced them after a livable hourly wage, the socks I'm currently knitting would be absurdly expensive. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why, like, hand knit socks are a labor of love. Hand knit anything, or hand crocheted anything. Handmade anything. And most people, unless they make things themselves, you don't get that. There's a difference between expensive and I can't afford it. Yeah. What was it? Someone was saying there's a difference between pricey and expensive, I think. Like, I think that it was like for pricey, it feels like the price is exaggerated in relation to what the item for sale is. While expensive, the price feels justified for what the item is, but it's a high price. That reminds me, I went down a rabbit hole of the really beautiful but expensive stuffed animal made by Italian artisans. And there was this life-sized bear. Oh my gosh! That was $4,700. Whoa! Quilts are one of those things that people used to ask my mom and grandma to make, and when they hear the cost of just the scraps to make it, they usually turn pale. Dude, quilts are another one of those labor of love thing. Like, I think from what I understand of the context locally for quilts, it used to be something that usually women and like usually women in the family or neighbors, they would get together at the time of the day when like husbands are not there, kids are in school, and they would put together quilts, but as sort of a social thing regardless. And eventually they would get a finished quilt out of it, which could then go to, you know, like help with the household. But if you want to purchase a quilt, dude, that I expect it to be really expensive. I would be surprised if it wasn't. Price is kind of subjective. Like, there's plenty of expensive fashion brands, but the ones who complain about those aren't aware of fashion. Well, that's another thing though. Like, when you look at the price of a Gucci purse per se, you, like they say, you pay for the name, not to be cute. Like, you pay for the name because there's no way the price of a Gucci purse is what it costs to make it. Handmade is more than a tab on Amazon. Oh my gosh, the handmade tab on Amazon is such an insult. It's so bad. I saw a lovely patchwork house robe someone had sewn. Beautiful. Took her 70 hours. Oh my gosh. That's going to cost. She wasn't selling, but you know what I mean. Yeah. It's also why sometimes when you go through the thrift store and you happen upon something like that, that is like, has a tag of like $10, it's like, like probably someone got that as a hand-me-down or as like a, it was like someone passed and all their things were put in a bin and sent to a reusing center. I don't know what you call those, but dude. And then they see that and like, oh, okay, that's a cool robe, $10. I made packing tape ghosts for Halloween decoration. Some folks want to buy them from me. Totally not worth the effort to make them for others. What are those? What are packing tape ghosts? Now we all know that Otto can chuck out a blanket an hour if she's got a mindset. Oh, by the way, guys, did you guys hear about the lawsuit on Pop-Tarts? Is the lawsuit about how terrible they are now? I hope it is. How can you take something like such a good idea as hand pies and make it so terrible? Someone claims strawberry Pop-Tarts don't have enough strawberries in it to be called strawberry. It had more pear and apple. Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. Take a mannequin, cover it in plastic wrap, then cover with packing tape. Cut off, then tape it back together. Voila. Packing tape goes. Ooh, that's really cool. Oh yeah, definitely gonna go check that out on Instagram. I'm kind of glad that there's a a Pop-Tart lawsuit for that. I mean, they need to stop doing that kind of thing. I'm not sure it's just for the sake of suing. I think it might be, if there's one thing I learned in the past year, if that sometimes lawsuits, they look really frivolous in one sentence, but there's an underlying very logical legal reason to have the lawsuit go. And it's not just like capriciousness. It could be something like setting a precedent, or it could be many things, but it's not like, a good example of that is the lady who got burnt with McDonald's coffee, I think. And she sued McDonald's, and a lot of people are like, well, what do you expect? Coffee is meant to be hot. But when you look into the details of it, it makes a lot more sense. It's a lot more complex. So I don't know if the lawsuit about the strawberry Pop-Tarts, if it's just like a frivolous thing, or if it's about setting a precedent so that companies cannot be so blatantly exploitative of their product in a way. Like, you need to stop taking customers for dumbasses at some point. So maybe that's the idea. Maybe the idea is to be like, wait, companies cannot say something is strawberry if it has barely any strawberries in it. So it will set a precedent so that any other brand that tries to pass off a product as being a thing while it's not, well, they can use this lawsuit as a precedent to say, no, see, you can't do that because, as we've seen in Pop-Tarts versus some random guy, it's illegal. You know, that kind of stuff. It's really complex. Yeah, the woman that got burned by the coffee, like, she had third-degree burns. That's insane. Hey, bye, Jellybean. Thank you so much for being here. I think the lady has had to have, like, reconstructive surgery, or like at least skin grafts or stuff like that. I'm gonna sue General Mills because Captain Crunch berries weren't actually berries. But then again, it might just be so that companies start taking the piss. Like, the word berries means something. So if you say that something has berries in it, but turns out it's marshmallow candies, you might be better served by calling your thing crunch candies instead of crunch berries, because they're not berries. I mean, I'm not saying I think it's clever or anything, but I think that there's a lot of legal stuff that is absolutely just like logical, legal things that don't take in consideration the fact that in one sentence it sounds kind of absurd. This turning to DS-gate again. No, but it's an example. Hi, Salome. That's kind of why people were annoyed, is that if you say something is a thing and turns out it isn't, well, what do you do as a customer? Also, I mean, incidentally, I'm all for Pop-Tarts having actually strawberries in there. Please. They're so bad already. They're so dry and like cardboard. But like, to that lady, if you're looking at Captain Crunch as a health food, you have other problems. I never had Tundra on my food. But you can't really eat Tundra. But if they called it Arctic Mint and there weren't any mint flavor in there, you could possibly... I'm not saying it's a good case, but you could be like, well, what the fuck? You said it was a thing and it's not. And it's a bit like customer protection. That's why cinnamon brown sugar Pop-Tarts are the only one. They're never here. We always get the chocolate chip one, the chocolate fudge ones, and then strawberry, raspberry, and blueberry. These are the most common we have here. I want to try the cinnamon brown sugar ones at some point in my life, but yeah. Oh yeah, homemade Pop-Tarts are the absolute bomb. They're just so much work. In a way, like the sort of peculiar lawsuits are excellent for clickbait. Because yeah, in a sentence it makes no sense, but then you look at videos by channels like the Lego Legal and you start to understand that it's a lot more complex. If I find them, I'll mail you some. Oh, thank you so much. Man, I wish Pop-Tarts were a tiny bit better in terms of general food profile, because that's absolutely my jam for breakfast. Like something you just throw in the toaster, toast, eat, done. Ugh. But like, you don't even try anymore. Like the cookie itself is terrible. The stuffing is barely existent, and the glaze is like half of the Pop-Tart. They're so disappointing nowadays. Yeah, you're not really missing much, Paulo. Especially with the state of Pop-Tarts now. Toaster strudels, though, they're awful for your health. Like, awful. But they're a bit better in terms of things you can throw in the toaster and eat. The edges are only there to hold on, never to be eaten. Yeah, but imagine if it was a good cookie. You could eat all of it. How awesome would it be? Strudel, like the German one. It's basically flaky dough with fruit-flavored preparation in the middle. And you toast it, and it's like really like... It's flaky dough, so it's super greasy. If you toast it long enough, it gets a bit crunchy on the outside, and the thing inside gets like plasma. And it comes with a bag of icing that you can decorate yourself with strudel. Pop-Tarts used to do toaster pastries, and those were insanely good. Oh, dude. I kind of wish I had some now. Alright. Well, it's 5:15. I want to keep going, but I kind of have to take a break too. I need to take a couple of cough drops now. Yeah, it's like if Pop-Tarts were made with puff pastry and had filling that was a bit more substantial and a bit less dry. Well, thank you guys for being here today and keeping me company while I was preparing pans. I will try to finish wrapping these and putting them up on the Etsy shop as soon as possible. Just for the sake of having that done and out of my to-do list, if anything. And happy Halloween. That's tomorrow. I hope you have a fun time for Halloween. Even if it's just like chilling at home or whatever. It's just such a fun day in the year. And we will see each other next weekend. Yeah, on Saturday. I think it's the 6th. And same place, same time. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you, Lise and Otto, for being there as moderators and keeping an eye on things. And I hope you all have a great weekend and take care. See you all next time. Bye bye.